more, and hopefully that'll help. You're gonna take a split stance, so that 1 foot forward and 1 foot is back, and I'm gonna have you kind of like tuck your pelvis under a little bit, and then you're pressing your hips forward. So you'll feel like the back leg hip flexor some, and then you're also gonna take, so you'll take your right arm and reach it over, and then pull back down, and then over, and pull back down. So that you should get kind of in here, and then a little bit in there as you're doing that. Yeah. How does that feel to you?
You say you should feel it in here too?
Maybe a little bit, but most of it should be like in the right front of your right side, and well as like a little bit in the back of your right side of your back. And we'll go just one more there, and then I'll have you switch to the other side. Which chiropractor did you go to?
Healing Arts on the
Oh yeah.
second
Yeah.
market. Second and second.
I've been there before.
You know, another thing, very intimate. But there is also, I might have hemorrhoid starting, you know, and I was like learning like what you can do to prevent it from like getting really bad.
Yeah.
It's again, exercising.
Yeah, exercise is good. And do you feel like you're have you been constipated?
No, just
No.
each. But OBGYN says it's kind of it might be a symptom of hemorrhoid each.
Yeah, okay, yep. Let's go into a little bit of standing cat-cow. And so we're gonna start to incorporate pelvic floor with this. So as you arch your back up, you're gonna lift your pelvic floor, and then as your belly drops, you're gonna relax it. So it's a contract, and then relax. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that can be hard to get rid of. But water, exercise, if it's not because a lot of times they can be due to constipation, but that's good that it's not, because then that'll probably make it easier to get rid of. And we'll go 2 more. Good. And then I'll just have you go feet together and big hip circles.
And you don't know if there are any exercises that can help with that, like maybe pelvic floor helps with that?
It can. Sometimes hemorrhoids are caused by just like bearing down, like too much when you are going to the bathroom, or just like the added weight. So yes, like strengthening core and pelvic floor could help with that, and like continuing to work on the breathing stuff. And then lastly, I'm gonna have you push and pull, just kind of warming up the upper body. What did your doctor or midwife say for it to do?
She gave me a prescription for hydrocortisone cream, but it's category C. I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and then lastly, you're gonna go just ear to shoulder, side to side there. And then I'm gonna have you, I wanna go like a little bit heavier with the weights. So I'm gonna have you hold both your 5s, and you can kind of cross them in the front like that, so that you can hold both of them pretty easily. And then I'm actually gonna have you, let's actually have you start seated on the edge of that blue couch if you can. And then you're gonna keep the dumbbells close to your chest, and then exhale up, inhale down. And so you're trying to push through your heels as you come up, but then you also wanna kind of control the movement as long as you can on the way down without feeling like you're plopping. So I'm gonna have you just do a few like that. Because this is kind of like the daily life stuff that might make a difference for you, just like getting in the habit of exhaling as you're standing, so that you're not putting extra pressure, and that could help with like the hemorrhoid stuff. We'll go 2 more, and then I'm gonna have you kind of just step away so that you're not gonna actually sit, but you're still gonna go down and just kind of tap, but the weight stays in your legs with this. Yep. Good. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna go 4 more, and now I'm gonna have you add the pelvic floor, so that as you're going down, you relax it. On the way up, you kind of lift it. Good. Good, and then I'm gonna have you come down. So we're gonna kind of come up and down from the floor a little bit. Let me know if it becomes too much for you. I'm gonna have you take one 3-pound dumbbell down to the floor, and your legs are gonna come up so that your knees are above your hips, so you kind of feel your abs have to work a little bit. And then you're gonna bring both arms up, but you're only gonna hold the dumbbell in one hand. So you're gonna have your 3-pound dumbbell in one hand, and then the other arm just stays up. And you're gonna go out to the side and then back up. So you're kind of doing a chest fly, and the weight should kind of want to tip you over, and that's where you use your abs to kind of keep your body centered. So you're gonna inhale as you go out to the side, and then exhale, kind of squeeze belly button to spine as you come back up. And you should feel like your abs kind of have to resist rotating over. Do you feel that?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, do you feel like when the weight goes down, your body kind of wants to tip to the left a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your abs should kind of like kick in to prevent that like tipping. If it's too easy, you can try with the 5. The 5 might be a little bit much, but you can give it a shot if that feels too
I
easy.
forgot to bring my 3, so I'm using 5.
Oh, you are? Okay, so then you should kind of feel it. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And if it's not hard enough, you can kind of push your legs forward a little bit, and then you might feel it a little bit more even. You just don't want to cause like too much pressure, but just enough to feel it. And the goal is, yep, just stay as centered as you can there. We'll go one more. All right, and then you're gonna put your feet down and just set the dumbbell down, and you're gonna go into a set of bridge pulses. So from there, have your feet go a little bit further out and then a little bit wider. Yep, and then you're gonna lift your hips up and hold. So press through the heels, engage the glutes. And so from here, try not to arch your low back, kind of keep your upper back on the ground, and then you're gonna go down halfway and then up. So just little squeezes of the glutes there. Yep. We're not going to do a lot of them, just a few, and then we'll go back to the chest. Yeah, good. So let's just go 3 more. And then I'll have you bring your legs back up, and this time you can do dumbbell in your right arm. So now you'll kind of hit the other side a little bit. And same thing, you're gonna inhale out, exhale, kind of keep the abs engaged as you come back up. Yeah. Good. How's that feeling on that side?
A little bit more difficult. I don't know why.
Yeah. But you're feeling the abs kind of stay braced though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the most important thing. Good. We'll go 2 more there. And then we'll do 1 more set of the glute bridges before we stand again. Same exact thing with like the little lifts. Good. Yep, and you should feel the glutes start to activate as soon as you start to lift and press through your heels. Good, you're gonna go 4 more. Nice, and then I'm gonna have you stand again, and we're gonna go another set where you're just gonna kind of tap your butt on the couch, but this time I'm gonna have you put the 5s on your shoulders, and you're just gonna kind of hold them to balance, and you're gonna go kind of at a little bit more of a diagonal with this. So I'm gonna show you from the side. So you can see I sit back, tap down, and then when I come up, I kind of press forward at an angle a little bit, so I'm not coming straight up, but my body just kind of comes up diagonal. Yep, exactly. So just a light tap back, weight stays on the heels, and you're exhaling as you come up. Good. Yeah. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll go 5 more there, and then we'll kind of switch up what we're doing. Good. All right, and so from here then, I'm gonna have you, I wanna see how you feel. So are those what weight are those 2-pound one, or the pink ones? Are those your?
Uh-huh. It's 2. It's actually
2,
2.
okay.
Yeah, I brought
So
it.
I'm gonna have you, let's use your 5s for this. I was gonna see if I wanted to have you combine it, but let's see if you can you hold both of the 5s in one hand?
I can, but I don't know how long.
No, you'll be fine. So I want to use your couch because I want this to try to work your core a little bit. So you're going to go into a row, and this leg is going to be kind of far away from the couch so that your chest can be parallel. And then you're going to row, and I want you in this position because I want you to kind of be able to feel your abs working too. So you're going to exhale up, but you should feel your abs work a little bit. So from that position, so go with both 5s.
1 5. Because it's hard to do 2.
Can you do a 5 and a 2?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the 5s will be too light and you won't feel your abs working.
Okay.
But let's see. And so take that left leg further from the couch, so kind of straddle a little bit, and then bring it back a little bit so it's not so far forward. So slide it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Keep sliding, keep sliding. And then shift your body weight. So you want to be, so your leg is pretty much directly in line with your other leg, and then you're kind of like forward like that a little bit. So then shift your body weight so your shoulder and wrist are lined up. Yep, and then row. Yes, and you can probably don't move your hand, but shift your body weight forward more so that your shoulder is more above your wrist. So don't move your hands. Don't bring your hand back. Bring your right hand back a little bit. And now just move your shoulder forward, but not your hands. So just shift your body weight forward, yeah. And then when you row up, think of coming from your back. Don't let your wrists curl at all. Just kind of lift straight from your back. So you're trying to work your back muscles there. Yes, good. That's better. And then as you're doing this, you should kind of feel your abs kind of working a little to stabilize you. Do you feel what I mean there?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Careful with the wrist bending. I know you're holding 2 dumbbells, so it's a little awkward, but you don't want to bend your wrist that way. Good. Yep, and just keep the abs slightly engaged the whole time. We'll go 3 more there. Good, and then you can switch to the other side. How was that?
It was difficult.
Okay, well that's good. We want the challenge, right? But you felt like you were able, you didn't feel like gravity was pulling on your abs too much, did you?
No.
Okay, perfect. All right, and same thing. So come up so you're not sitting back. So lift don't sit on your left knee. Bring your hip directly above your knee. Yep, so kind of like you're on all 4s on the ground. Kind of want to feel like you're in that position. And that, yeah, there you go. Then your abs will work more. Good. Yep, good. And just think of starting the movement in your back. Good, yep. Let's go 3 more. Good, and then I'm gonna have you stand with both 5s, and we're gonna do just a set of deadlifts, which I know is not gonna be super heavy, but you should still be able to feel hamstrings stretch, contract through making the movement happen through your hips and legs. So instead of reaching down, Don't let your body just fall. So think about your hips pressing backwards, and then don't squat, because that's a little bit more of a squat. You want to keep your knees pretty much straight. You don't want them to lock out. So as your hips go back, they'll bend a little bit. Yes. And now press through the heels to stand. Good. And let the dumbbells stay really close to your legs. So don't hold any tension in your arms. So I'm going to show you one thing. So you're kind of leading with your legs going down like that. You want to lead with your hips going back. And so it should feel just like your chest is falling because somebody's kind of like pulling you backwards. That's what it should feel like. Better. And then keep the dumbbells nice and close to your legs. So let your arms relax. Keep all the weight in your legs. So basically you're holding the dumbbells, but your legs are doing all the work. Still kind of squatting. So you're leading with your knees and your upper body, I think. Just stick your butt back and then press through the heel to stand. Yeah, that was better. Stick your butt back and then stand. Yep, and let the arms just hang close. So your dumbbells should be almost touching your legs the whole time. So it's like, because I'm just kind of like back with my legs and then up. The dumbbells kind of just stay super close. Yeah, that looks good. Good.
I didn't realize that I do it completely incorrect.
Where are you feeling this one? Okay, so the back is where you're supposed to be feeling it. Try it without the dumbbell and just put your hands like on your hips with it. So you want to feel like somebody's pulling you back, so your butt goes back, and that's why your chest goes down. And your chest kind of just falls, but you still kind of look forward with it. So it's stretching in here and then contract to come up. So the movement, you want to feel like your legs lead the way, or your hips lead the way, I should say. Do it with your hands on your hips once, because I think you're kind of reaching. Yeah, it looks better, a little bit better that way, because I think you're focused more on your legs than your upper body. So don't worry about how low the chest goes. Just stick your butt back as far as you can and then stand. We'll go 2 more like that. Good. All right, so that actually got better. Let's go back to the rowing. I want to get one more set of the rows on the couch, and then we'll try that again. But that's one where it'll be a really good movement for you to get, because there'll be a point where like squatting just isn't as practical, and like you're still gonna have to lift things up. So it'll be good to be able to kind of use that position to lift. Yep. And so now rock your body weight forward rather than sitting back. So keep your hands where it is. Don't bend down. All you have to do is, so if I'm like this, you're kind of sitting back. I just want you to rock it forward. Yep, so you want that looks better. Yeah. You just don't want to sit back into your left leg, because that'll make your abs not have to work as much. I mean, your right leg. You don't want to sit into the right leg. Yeah. Good. Yep, these look great. Feeling the abs?
Yes.
Perfect. I mean, you'll feel your back and your arm too, but glad we're getting the core as well. We'll go 2 more and switch. Good. Yep, that looks great. Good, yep, and keep exhaling as you're coming up. We'll go 4 more there. That looks good. All right, so let's try that deadlift one more time. So let's do hands on your hips again. Let's not even use the weights. We'll just kind of practice the form again. So same thing. Imagine somebody kind of just pulls your waistband back so your hips fall forward or fall backwards, and then you press through your heels to stand. So you kind of keep like this tension in the outsides of your glutes and hips the whole time by kind of using the outsides of your feet. Yeah, good. That looks better. Yep, that looks great. So now just pick up the pace a little bit going down, but like that looks a lot better to me. Yeah, does that feel different to you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep going like that. We won't add the weights today because this is good and it's better just to get the technique down. Yep, and make sure you stand all the way up each time. So you don't want it to feel like a stretch. You want to feel like it's an actual exercise.
Yes, feels like stretch, more like stretch.
Yeah, you're going pretty slow down. Like you'll feel a stretch, but you don't want it to feel like the exercise itself is meant to stretch. It's more about that keeping the tension and then coming up using your legs, hamstrings, glutes. Yeah, good. Yes, this looks good. And just keep leading with your hips. So even as you're coming up, the hips move back and then they move forward. Good. We'll go 3 more. Better, better, better. Good. Yep. Lead with the hips for 1 more. All right. Good. Do you have the bands that can like wrap around your legs with you?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay.
Which
All
one to
right.
choose?
So we'll put, can't remember which ones you have. Are they labeled like heavy or whatever?
Medium, extra heavy, heavy.
Let's go heavy with them. We'll go the heavy one above your knees, but I'm gonna have you, you can actually sit on your couch if you want, because we're gonna use the couch for a hip thrust. So once you have the bands on, you're gonna have it above your knees, and then I'm gonna have you go down into a hip thrust so that your arms are just like totally relaxed, your butt's down, chest is forward, and then you press through your heels to come up, and you're kind of doing like a pelvic thrust, which will feel a little bit different than a bridge.
Where is my band, above my knees or above?
Yep, above your knees. And then you'll start down. So let me see your start position, and then take your elbows off the couch. You want to just support your upper body with your back. So your arms should kind of just hang off the couch. Yep. So scoot up a little bit on the couch. Adjust it so you're a little, yep. And now arms are off. Good. And now take your feet a little bit wider. And now is your butt nice and low? So start with your butt low. And I just want to see, okay, good. And now so for there, you're going to lift by squeezing your glutes. So you want to kind of press through your heels. And you don't want your head to rock all the way back. So your pelvis has to tilt a little bit as you lift. And then you'll come down and lower. Yep. Good. And I would say bring your elbows inside of the couch, like off the couch. So that will help. Yeah, that way you don't get all the strain there. And just keep going with the legs. You should feel like your legs and back are supporting you. And it should start to feel kind of intense in the glutes. And you want to make sure that like as you're coming up, you don't let your knees collapse in, so that you're using the band to help with that. That looks pretty good. How does it feel? Do you feel mostly the back of your legs?
Back, yes, a little bit. Yeah, back and butt.
Okay. Yep. Good. Yep, and just come all the way up each time and get that full like glute contraction. So this is like one of the better glute exercises where you can get like activation of the whole glute, but it can take a little practice to feel like you got the right spot with it.
So should I kind of, what are you using the band for?
Yeah, it should help you feel it. So you don't want to necessarily press out, but by keeping it wide and not letting your knees collapse in, it helps you hit the outside of your glutes a little bit more. So it should make it a little more tough. Are you starting to feel it?
And this is more like a bridge, right? Position, a little bit.
Yeah, and that's why you want to make sure you kind of lead with like the rib cage down. so that you don't feel like the upper body is rocking so much that it takes away from the lower body. But I mean, to me, you look pretty good with it. I would think you're feeling it in your glutes as long as you're
I'm
focusing.
feeling really badly.
And
Yes,
where are you feeling it mostly, though?
everywhere actually. Back,
Okay.
front.
All right, so the front shouldn't feel it a ton. You should feel it there a little bit, but not a lot. Why don't you just sit a second, take a break, and then we'll try one more set before we end it. Yeah, because and it might be like changing your foot position a little bit. Sometimes if your feet are too close to your butt, you might feel your quads a little bit more. And it's not wrong to feel them, but it should be pretty intense in the glutes. Like once you get it, it should be like mostly all your glutes. But it can take a little practice to get it. All right, let's try one more round before we end today. See if we can get you to feel the glutes a little bit. Because your position looks pretty good. So it might just be like where you're putting the body weight as you're lifting. It could be the feet a little bit, but you're looking pretty good. And just making sure you're pressing through the heels and contracting as you lift your hips, contracting your glutes. What does that feel like to you this time? Same?
All over.
Still, okay. Get a couple more and then we'll stop. And we'll practice it a little bit more next time, where you can kind of work on it on your own too and just kind of play around with the positioning to see if you can get it.
And also next time I will do in person.
Oh, okay, yeah, we could do that then. We can work on that a little bit, the deadlift and this. All right, so I will end it there for you. And yeah, did you already schedule the next one or no?
Yes, I did for Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Monday we'll work on those things a little bit more. I'm gonna make a note of it now, just so we can get the form right. So when you're at home, it feels easy to just get right into it.
Yeah, and actually I have to say that this is so helpful because you activate muscles I never activated in all my workouts.
Oh, that's good. That's
so
great.
Sore.
That's really good, especially now because you're gonna need these muscles as you continue to go through your pregnancy. So that's great. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that. Well, then I will see you on Monday. Have a good rest of the week and weekend.
Thank you too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you on Monday. Bye.